got talent. She's funny as hell. Oh, Jesus. It's fucking hot here. All right, I know it's not just me. How many people are hot in here? I'm hot. Who's getting hot here? So take off all your clothes. No, I'm hot everywhere. Oh. Yeah, it's fucking hot in here, dude. Once again, everybody, Jessica Osborne! Fucking rocks. We are gonna keep this thing rolling tonight with a very talented and beautiful comedian. She is from around town. You may have heard of her, Mary Byrd. Everybody, Mary Byrd!
Boy, Ann Gora, she is hot. Very, very hot. Low spirits, thank you so much for coming out. I have one thing to say. FAA, 5-hour energy. Make a note of it. 5-hour energy, that would solve the falling asleep on the job. But I've been up on stage for a few years, and there's a lot of misconceptions about comics, but you're going to see all of us are very, very different. But there's misconceptions even in my own family, because when I really got hooked, my husband asked me, well, are you a lesbian now? I was stunned a little bit, and then I was mad. I'm like, at the time I had known and loved him for over 15 years. The least he can ask me is if I'm bisexual. You know, but I'm thinking I'm not inclined, because there's so many delicious things on the menu, and the very last thing I'm ordering is a tuna melt. Just not. I know, I hear they're good. And I don't care what anybody says, the yogurt at Sunflower Market is delicious. What are they talking about? You go, girl. Oh. So our Navy SEALs, they took down the FBI's most wanted fugitive. I refuse to say his name. USA! USA! But you know, you might not have known it, but on the poster, you know, it said, wanted, mostly dead. Navy SEALs complied. Salute. But you know, I am kind of mad about that burial in the sea. Where's PETA when you need him? Who's thinking about the fish? That is just wrong. Unless they dumped him in the Dead Sea and they don't want to say. But I was watching bull riding the other day because I couldn't find my remote. And I found myself, I was rooting for the bull. Buck him off, buck him off, buck him off! You know, because they do some horrible things to make those bulls buck the way they do. And you know, PETA was there. The original PETA. The people for eating tasty animals. They were there taking notes. I have to admit, I love to eat tasty animals myself. I was home for Easter and I ate a baby animal. I had some lamb, so delicious. Oh, there's the silence. It was already dead. I thought it would be horrible to waste it. It's already dead. So we've had wacky weather. But you know, other than the smart car rolling down tramway, I think we've gotten off pretty easy. This last weekend it pulled its impersonation of Colorado. But you know, when we're here, oh, there might be weather. We can watch it coming in like, come on, baby, come on, come on. I was in Colorado a couple of weekends ago. Got snowed on, rained on, wind blown, sleeted on, snowed on again, all in 2 hours. I I went into Walgreens, it was blue sky. I came out 10 minutes later, my car is covered with snow. There's snow, beat the band. I walk into my mom's house and I'm covered with snow. She's like, does it look like it's gonna stop? It didn't look like it was gonna start. I don't know, it's like, it's to the Doppler, which is pretty new at my mom's house. She had to be the last woman in America with dial-up. Before, if we tried to go and look at the weather, by the time it downloaded, it would have changed. So we, all the kids and grandkids, we got our new computer, we went wireless, the whole shebang, and she was still very tentative. It's like, well, how much faster can it? Whee! She liked it. She likes it a lot. But we had to, I think all this wireless stuff makes people wired, makes them do things they probably wouldn't do ordinarily, like cheat at Jeopardy. I didn't know you could do that, but do not use that information for evil. Right, people were cheating at Jeopardy. We had to make the living room a wireless device-free zone for Jeopardy. But anybody playing Angry Bird? You guys will be addicted to anything. Angry Birds. And a nephew asked me, he's like, Auntie, are you playing Angry Birds?
Angry Birds? You shoot a bird?
Hell no. I live with an angry bird. Mr. Bird, I am not going to play a game by that name.
Oh, it's awesome. It's fun.
You're addicted. It's that wireless thing again. You're all wired on it. But the wireless craze. You know, with the weather changing, I got to switch out my wardrobe. You know, Ann Gora is hot because she's hot. I'm hot because I have a sweater on. I had to wait for my husband to go out of town to switch my clothes out. Because it makes him crazy, because I'm XX and he's XY. Do you have so many clothes? Well, you don't like it when I leave the house naked. Talked to the neighbor the other day. He's been pre-approved for LASIK. He'll start complaining too. Oh, don't hate me because my neighbor has insurance. So he's also like, where did they all come from? Space bags. They are the best. You ever try them? Get something this big? It's terrific. And you can get them all over the place. You can get them at any drugstore. You can get them at Walmart too, but I try and stay out of Walmart. You know, if I circle the parking lot once and I can't find a spot, I do not want to go in that store. There's going to be way too many people. All right, but you know, there's so many drugstores around. Have you noticed that there's a drugstore turf war going on? Every 3 or 4 blocks in Albuquerque, there's these two duking it out. They're across the street, or they're kitty-catting from each other. One's betting on alcohol, the other is betting on prescription drugs. This is New Mexico. It's gonna be a tie. And I have a drug now for low testosterone. And you know, I guess low T, that's the nickname for it, is for men who don't have erectile dysfunction but don't give a dang. I think it's Mother Nature's way of saying, you're too old to have children. Way too old. And it seems to me that too much testosterone is the problem for cause of most of the problems around in the world. So don't take the low T drug, just go with Mother Nature. Now there's an advantage to all the stores, having so many stores to choose from, and that is it's easy to go to a strange store, you know, pay cash. This is especially true if you're buying like Fire and Ice Trojans, or heating massage oil, or Cosmo. Now, I'm not embarrassed to buy these things, because you got to keep love alive. I just don't want to have a talk about it with the clerk the next week. All right, I once went to my corner drugstore for paper towels and a plunger. Now, that was a good party. Sure enough, next time I was in, so how'd that flood work out? You know, does that heating massage oil really heat up? It's not really a conversation I want to have with somebody I see on average of twice a week. Yeah, it's just a little embarrassing. But we adopted a cat recently. Anybody have kitters? Yeah. I've always had dogs and cats. I'm down to a couple of felines now. And I had to do something because my boy cat was really, really lonely. I found that out when I went into my internet browser, and I found that someone had visited the Purina Cat Chow calendar 432 times. Chow, chow, chow. Saving grace is it was not kitty porn. He was looking at cats. So we got this little girl cat, and from the no-kill shelter. That's what's so great about them. They give older animals a chance. And I knew I got the right cat because within like 20 minutes she had removed his collar. She was on him, and they are just lovey-dovey all the time, all sleeping all together. And what's kind of funny is that we find ourselves modeling after them. They're all snuggled up, and I look at my husband like, that looks comfortable. We're all snuggling up. And so it's been good for our relationship, especially since she was a surprise kitty. Surprise! We have another cat. He hates it when that happens. So one day he was sleeping, and that little girl cat, she came up on him. She jumped on his back, and she bit him all over his neck and licked him all over his ears. I look at my husband, he has a big smile on his face. I'm like, did you like that? Oh, yeah. So I waited until he was asleep, and I bit him all over his neck, and I licked him all over his ears, and the cat hair was horrible. I am Mary Byrd. Thank you so much. Hello, spirits. Kennedy, Ann Gora, AnarKomedy, and of course, Malicious. You guys, thanks for coming out. Enjoy the rest of the show.